Hey guys, what's going on? And this time we'll be doing a book review for you guys, and this time it's going to be a book on a book that I got about a couple months prior ago, and I haven't done a book review in a long time, and I apologize for that, and I appreciate all my new subs coming and going, but anyway, I decided to do a book review on the book The Silmarillion by J.R.R. Tolkien, the guy who wrote before this, The Hobbit and the Lord of the Rings trilogy, and basically, this book came out in 1977, and this was like quite a few years after J.R.R. Tolkien passed away, and this is basically a whole bunch of works that he did before he died, and this one is just basically a whole bunch of things like pretty much like put together like in one story. Like it's just like, you know, talks about Middle Earth in general, creation and all that, and that's pretty much it. What the story is pretty much about. Can't remember too much about it, so I can't really. Well, I wasn't gonna tell you much about it anyway, but it's a really good story, and I read this one back in high school, so it's been years since I've read this, so. I can't remember like a ton about it, but I remember really liking it a lot, and yeah, it was just really good. And if you enjoy The Hobbit and the Lord of the Rings, then I recommend giving this a go. And this is actually a pretty rare book to find. I found this at a used bookstore a couple months ago, along with some Stephen King books and The Hobbit and the original Lord of the Rings books. But yeah, this one. This book clocks in at, let's see here. Sometimes, like, they'll have things, like, in the back that, like, they'll have, like, extra stuff, but the, page count for total is, 383 pages. There's also, like, it's over 400, but, like, that's, like, you know, indexed names and note on pronunciation and appendix, you know, all that stuff. So the original story ends at 383 pages, and yeah. And also, it's very cool to learn more about Middle Earth, because like, it gets more in depth on things, because like you really, I mean, like, yeah, like you do get some information about them, about like the lands and everything, because this goes more in depth. In Lord of the Rings, The Hobbit, like, yes, like you do get some information about the lands, but not entirely like you do in this. Like, if you want to learn more about the lands, this is where to go to get all that information. And for those who don't know what J.R.R. Tolkien looked like, this is a picture of him off of Google. Hopefully it shows up right. Sorry if it's a little bit bright, but that's what he looks like. And yeah, and he was very creative, I think, and there was also a movie about him that came out earlier this year called Tolkien. It never came up to my theater, unfortunately, but let me know in the comments if it's any good, because it looks really good. I want to see it. And yeah, so yeah, and if you're a fan of his work, you definitely want to check this one out. And also, like, I recommend reading The Hobbit and the Lord of the Rings trilogy and all that stuff. And you know, like, I'm a big fan of his work so much I even have him tattooed on my arm. It's the symbol, the Tolkien symbol. I don't know if you can see it very well, but yeah, that's what it is. It's basically his initials all in one symbol, and then you have like the diamonds there and everything, and yeah, and yeah, it's just he was a great author, and you know, he basically changed, you know, my childhood growing up, basically. But I know I wasn't around when he was alive, but yeah, he basically changed my whole childhood. Him and a whole bunch of other people changed my childhood growing up. But yeah, great book, and definitely want to check that out. And yeah, so thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll be doing a few more videos before the end of the day. I also want to wish everybody a Happy New Year and everything. And to me, it was a good year, and let me know what you guys are looking forward to for the new year. And yeah, and I will see you guys in the next video. Take care.